Peace and blessings, family. Once again, it's time for me to check in for a bit with another edition of Spiritual Food for Thought. Well, family, I hope all is well between you and your relationship with the Creator. As children of the Creator family, that has to be the number one desire in our lives, and that's to be made one with our Creator through the understanding of His Spirit. Because, family, without understanding, we ain't got nothing. And as I continue to point this out, that difference we've been convinced and lied to accept things we fully don't understand, family, is that word faith. Religion is based on that. Because there's what they keep saying, have faith. Even though you don't see it and all this old kind of stuff, you believe it anyway. And if you just stay with it by faith, it's going to come to pass like you want it to. And the bottom line is, to me, family, that don't make no sense for a created being. Either a created being knows his purpose and knows his place within the divine order of creation. Until you know that, what are you doing? Trying to conjure up and basically make yourself a god so you can get whatever you want when you want it. That's the way pride works, family. And this is why he said clearly, in all you're getting, get understanding. Because if you have understanding, ain't no faith could do nothing with that. You know what I'm saying? Because faith is blindly believing something you fully don't understand. Therefore, we continue to walk in spiritual ignorance, and it's willful. Because as a created being, our standard is that the Father wired in us is not to believe things that we don't understand. We're supposed to ask questions and all of these things, and seek and search out the Creator and what He wants. And so the bottom line is, family, as we understand these things, family, it changes our very nature, becomes one with the nature of the Creator, in the spirit of divine love that makes us one. So, family, we got to understand these things. And the only way we can is through the revelation of the Spirit of our Father, which is bringing us into the absolute truth that the Father wants us to understand and walk in. As I said, family, the highest form of praise and worship to the Creator is for us to walk in obedience to His will and what He desires for us. And so the bottom line, there is no higher form of praise and worship than our obedience. And so, family, this is why we should be striving and doing everything we can to understand the Father's will for our lives. Because until we can be true to ourselves and be what He desired us to be, and the only thing He meant for us to be is ourselves, but with the understanding of His mind, family, that's a reasonable thing to me. You know what I'm saying? That's a game changer. It means I get to be myself in the presence of my Creator and trust Him with my life, that if it's anything that I'm doing, because none of us that love the Most High, family, is willfully sinning against Him. Ain't none of us doing that. That's a bunch of crap. You know what I'm saying? It's just, hey, we have to trust in in this realm of time and space, that He opens our eyes to what we need to see to cause us to go to the next level of understanding of His perfect will. And as I said, the perfect will of the Creator is to make us one with Him, each other, our fellow creatures, and Mother Earth, who He brought us all forth from, such as the kingdom of heaven. So, with that said, family, before I go on to this topic, I just want to say I'm not no teacher, I'm not no prophet, I don't carry no title. I'm just a lay brother that desires to just understand who the Creator and what His will is for my life. And then I encourage my brothers and sisters. This is the number one thing that is a command to us, and that's to seek Him with our whole heart, in all our heart and all these things. We're supposed to seek and search for the answers we desire, because in reality, family, in pure spirit, we ain't asking to understand nothing out of reason that the Father won't share with us. You know what I'm saying? Because this is the process that He ordained for us to go through. Excuse me. It's the process that's been ordained for us to go through to be born again. And the Father gonna have His way. I mean, it is what it is. But so anyway, family, what I want to talk about this. I did a video back a while back on this same subject, but I'm going to hit it up again. Literature is propaganda. And as I said, when we say literature, what are we talking about? You know what I'm saying? We're talking about books that pretty much, there's not one book that we can name in this world that wasn't written by man. I mean, it is what it is. And as I said, that the powers that, this one my brothers say, powers that should not be, but they've been allowed to be in this world, that they simply use literature to brainwash us, to keep us in a place where we don't use our own minds or nothing. Because the bottom line is, that's what literature was written for. And it's for the powers of darkness to use to enslave all of us, to those few. You know what I'm saying? And we understand, family, is that as your creator, the Most High Power that placed a piece of himself in us, we got to understand that only way that we can have a pure heart is to be one with our Creator. And this is his desire for us. This is what he wants. But this is the process that he chose too, family, for us to go through to come to that place one day. You know, after we've endured our process and we've overcome and we've been tried and tested and all these things that we have to be, family, to inherit the kingdom of heaven. This is going to come one day. And obviously at that time, family, of his kingdom, we're all going to be made one with our Creator. Because we're going to have an understanding of his will for us and what he desired and all these things. You know, even going through that process. And ultimately, as we come into our inheritance, family, it's the best thing ever because we all going to understand our purpose and place. So we will be one with the Father. Because that's the only way we could come to that place. Is by the revelation of his Spirit. You know, all of us got a different purpose and a different call. But if we don't understand how the Father sees us under the Spirit, his divine love, then we can never come into that place. You know what I'm saying? But the bottom line is, as I say, all literature is propaganda. It's the propaganda of men. You know, then there's that visual propaganda too. The stuff that they show us. Or there's in forms of art and different things like that. That's all literature. Literature is man-made teachings. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. For the purpose of brainwashing those that the powers that be desire to control. This is why I say, family, the most important thing we have to, through our relationship with the Creator, that's how we get to know ourselves, because we get to know our Creator. And so the Creator reveals himself to us, and then it gives us an understanding of our relationship with him. And so what he desires, it makes sense to us. So that's when we comply. Because we've been wired to really believe things that only make sense. That's the spirit of the kingdom. That's the Holy Spirit that gives us that understanding. It's the only way that we can understand the ways of our Father through the revelation he gives to our minds that cause us to see him for who he is. You know what I'm saying? But it's only possible spiritually. Because our flesh is doomed, man. Our flesh is going to be done away with. Because the purpose for this is for us to be processed and to be born again. And experience what divine truth and all these things is as we go through this process. So we can plainly see the darkness of this world and understand how badly we need to be delivered from all this literature that we've been given, that's been the propaganda that they use to enslave us and keep us separated from the Creator. Thus, they keep us separated from one another as well. Because, you know, in reality, family, all of creation, every creature that the Father put the breath of life in is his child. So that ain't just talking about us, family, as man. talking about our fellow creatures in this world. Them is his children, because they one expression of everything that he is. You know, the earth in which we came from. You know what I'm saying? All of these things. This is expression, supposed to be expression of the Father's love to all of creation. But because we've been subject to the propaganda of men, our consciousness is at a lower nature. In our lower nature that we've been subject to of our flesh is totally against the divine will of our Creator. And that's why we have to be delivered from it. And the only way it can happen, family, is through a relationship with our Creator to help us understand ourselves. And once we understand ourselves through his eyes, then we're able to see things around us through the vision of his eyes, the love he has for his creation around us as well. Okay, and as we come to understand that, we begin to understand and appreciate our mother, and that's the earth, and who the Father brought us all forth from, who we also mistreated and used and abused for our own pleasure. The Father is going to deal with those who hurt the earth. That's what it said. And it makes sense to me. You know, the bottom line is, see, the beauty of the Holy Spirit, that, you know what? You either do or you don't. You either believe or you don't believe. It's no gray areas. Faith causes people to lay in that gray area and excuse their behavior and their thought process by, hey, by faith, hey, I do this and that. Man, miss me with that stuff. Faith is dead, man. The bottom line, faith don't exist to the Creator, because the Creator he has not created anything by faith, but it's by his understanding. That's why he tells us the same thing. In all you're getting, get understanding. Because we don't understand something, see, it's a defense mechanism that the Father placed within us so we're not deceived. That's why it's admonished to us to continue to seek and understand the things of creation, as well as ourselves, but creation, period, around us. We got to see and understand these things, family, because it's the only way we truly going to be put in our proper place, and that's the holiness and the oneness of his kingdom, where we all understand our purpose and our place, so we're free to walk in that. All praise to the Most High. What's better than that? What's better than having a relationship with our Creator and him guiding and leading our lives, and we could plainly see that's what he's doing? You know what I'm saying? So we're not moved by the things that other people say and stuff like that, because if it don't line up with what the Father has shown you, you can't believe it. You will never receive or believe something that's against the perfect will of the Creator, because that's his nature that he placed on us. As we walk in the spirit of divine love, family, we get to understand these things. So we're empowered to walk in that way, to recognize propaganda when we see it. You know what I'm saying? And literature is propaganda. This is why, family, what foolproof way is the safest way to have dialogue with the Creator? Through another person, because that's what literature is. People sharing their experiences in this creation process and stuff. And a lot of them take those things and make gospel truth to it. And they tell you that's what it is. But the bottom line is, when you step back in the spirit, you're looking at the stuff they teach, and you say, man, that's a bunch of bull crap. It's lies. You know what I'm saying? The devil was only meant for us to be deceived, for use to deceive us for a short season. Because the bottom line is, family, our deliverance is at hand. And as I said, family, when the Spirit brings forth the absolute truth of how we can understand plainly how we're in violation of the higher laws of the Creator. So guess what? When we understand these things and what they are, it establishes what it ain't. So then we're able to comply to what the Father has taught us and shown us. So family, we can't go on continuing to be influenced by the words of men. You know what I'm saying? Hey, none of these people know us. They don't care about us. You know what I'm saying? So we got to understand, family, that only the Father cares about us, because he is love. So we need to be delivered from all this propaganda that we've been given through literature. Excuse me, family. So we have to understand these things, family, and that's what the Father is doing. He's opening our eyes that we understand, and we begin to be moved by his absolute truth. Because it's either, the kingdom is about absolute truth. This world is about truth. But understanding that reality, that the truth that we've been told in this world is all conditional. And it's half truth. Because in the spirit, truth is absolute. But in the flesh, it's not. You know what I'm saying? Because the end goal for the flesh is to what? Yep, get his own way and continue to be empowered to be his own God. That's what the flesh is. That's the nature of it. It's the nature of the devil. The devil uses our earthen vessels in order to express this reality. And so the bottom line is the only way we can overcome this, family, we have to be born of the spirit of our Creator. Under the spirit of his divine love that gives us the understanding that we need to understand that he is love, and we, as we made one with him, we become that love as well. Okay, that divine love where we understand that we were created to serve, and we were created to serve by helping one another and helping and meeting each other's needs and stuff according to the divine will of the Creator. That's what it's about. So the way we can truly come to this understanding, family, is by being born again, as we continue to have our minds renewed, okay, by the power of his spirit and the understanding of his spirit, and therefore we continue to change and grow every day. You know what I'm saying? Because the time of this world, as it is, if the Father don't intervene, that's what it said. Man is going to destroy the Father's creation. And the devil is going to, ultimately the devil, through man, is going to destroy this creation. And guess what? That ain't happening. It's only meant to go for a season and so far, and the Father's about ready to wrap this stuff up because it's pretty bad right now. You know, and so the only way we can be delivered from these things is to be born of the Spirit. And, you know, it's one of the things that just came to mind, and then I'm about done. But, you know, however our deliverance comes, we don't know. I guess I'll speak for myself on that. I don't know, you know, when or how it's going to manifest itself. I just know it is. You know what I'm saying? And when the time comes, the Father will bring it forth. Because, you know, our deliverance could come by, you know, when we physically die. And, you know, the prayers then, if that's the Father's will, say, hey, let me die believing. You know, let us die believing. Father, that's all we can do. And then if there's another way, there's not that, but a place where the Father would preserve us in the presence of our enemies and all these things, hey, so be that too. Just let us understand so we can stay out the way, Father, while you bring forth what you chose to bring forth in our deliverance. So the point is though, we're going to be delivered. You know, we just ain't sure how and when, but guess what? You know, as we're subject to this realm of time and space, it makes it difficult because we can only know as the Father reveals to us. But anyway, family, the main point is, like I said, literature is propaganda. And if our lives is being based on literature, and we bought the propaganda, and that's why the world is like it is, and we're enslaved to the darkness of this world. So the only one who can deliver us that is the Father. And so we have to continue to cry out to our Father and have that fellowship and dialogue with our Creator as we need to be strengthened and to grow closer to Him and take one step closer to hearing the best words ever that a created being can hear. And that's, well done, good and faithful servant. Enter into the joy of your master. What better words is it than that, family? To enter the kingdom where it won't be no more of this darkness and this bull crap and all of the evil and wickedness and perversion and all the stuff that's going on in this world. You know, we want to be a part of this. This is why we know that's why we have to cry for our deliverance, because we know we don't belong here. We know this ain't the will of our Father. So anyway, family, I guess that's pretty much all I got to say on that. But just remember this, beware of propaganda. So you have to beware of literature because it's the propaganda. And the propaganda is what? It's the end result is what it's accomplishing by distracting us and lying to us and having us believe things that we don't fully understand, talking about having faith. You know what I'm saying? Man, miss me with that. I hate that word now. You know what I'm saying? Because it is. It causes us to believe things we fully don't understand. So it causes us to lie to ourselves, continue to be under the deception of the devil and listening at the lies of the garden. You know what I'm saying? Us thinking that we some kind of gods and stuff. Man, whatever. No. We could be gods in the flesh, but the bottom line is the creator is the creator. So what I'm saying is, you got to seek the creator for yourself, family, because if we don't seek him for ourselves, we can never know the divine truth of the creator. Because he's in here and he's been trying to talk to us all this time, but we so distracted by all the stuff of this world, family, that, hey, we lose sight of that. So we get caught up in our flesh and our feelings and stuff, and we neglect our salvation with the creator. You know what I'm saying? So, as I said, family, seek the Most High for yourself, because it's the only way you're going to get what you need to understand what you need about yourself and the Father's will for your life so that you can go on and live. You know what I'm saying? As we go through this process. So, family, with that said, I hope I said something and gave you something to consider and think about. I pray the Most High Power will keep you and bless you and watch out of you and meet your every need, family. As long as you continue to seek and search him out for yourself, you're gonna be good. So with that said, family, till next time, I'm gonna say one love and peace.